Cuando yo era pequeña era imposible fijarse en jugadoras porque no lo veíamos en la tele, no estaba como ahora que se dan más los partidos, tenemos alto nivel de repercusión, antes esto no se daba y por lo tanto no podíamos tener referentes, ¿no? Femeninas me refiero. Sí. Por lo tanto yo lo que veía era fútbol masculino y me fijaba mucho en Xavi Hernández y Andrés Iniesta, sobre todo Xavi, siempre digo que ha sido mi ídolo.
¿Eso va cambiando? Es que tú crees que ahora, tú dices, a ti te faltaban ídolas, ¿esto va cambiando?
Sí,
porque
hombre.
tú puedes serlo, Alexia puede serlo, o sea, las futbolistas que están en la selección en Barcelona pueden llegar a tener ese impacto social y de,
bueno,
digamos, de inspiración.
Yo creo que no pueden, es que ya somos, ¿no? Por lo que vemos en el día a día, ¿no? Yo creo que ha cambiado todo en muy pocos años. También pienso que se necesitaban referentes femeninos en la sociedad, porque al final estamos luchando todas contra viento y marea para que esta sociedad pues vaya hacia un camino más de igualdad, que no sea una sociedad tan machista, ¿no? Donde el hombre siempre está por encima de la mujer en todos los aspectos de la vida. Y bueno, el deporte es uno más de ellos, ¿no? Nosotros estamos luchando para que cada vez más pues, se acerque a esa igualdad que creo que merecemos y merece la sociedad en general. Por lo tanto, el hecho de que haya referentes como nosotras femeninas, eso ayuda mucho a la sociedad. Ayuda a los niños, ayuda a los niños y las niñas. Digo los niños siempre, ¿por qué? Porque yo tenía referentes masculinos. ¿Por qué los niños no pueden tener referentes femeninas? Eso les va a ayudar a que cuando vayan creciendo, cuando sean mayores, ya tengan una mentalidad más abierta y no vean solo el hombre como pilar del mundo, ¿no? Sino que vean el hombre y la mujer.
Well, it's certainly going to be interesting when you take a look at the favourites for the tournament. Spain up there with England. There's quite a number of teams actually being called the favourites across the board, but no doubt with the likes of Putellas, who topped that FC ranking list, and of course Aitana Bonmati herself, Spain will definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Gemma Soler, let's talk a little bit more about the national side and how their chances to win the whole thing are being seen back in Spain.
Well, it's of course the favorite team here in Spain, but I think we shouldn't put it there as the main candidate. I think we cannot forget about Germany. For me, it's the team who can compete the best. Locals, of course, England, even Sweden, they were silver in the Olympics. So I think there are quite some interesting, I would put the Netherlands there too, some interesting squads, and it's going to be such a competitive Euro this year.
We're just taking a look at Group B, Spain's group, along with Germany, Denmark and Finland. When you talk about how competitive things are going to be, you can see Germany 5th in the FIFA ranking, Spain 7th. But it does have to be said, there are some big stars in there, including Bonmati, Gemma, also Putellas. There are some big stars to be checking out in the Spanish side.
Yeah, and it's interesting. It's going to be the baseline of this team is Barcelona, that team that won La Liga and were in the final of the Champions League. So it reminds us, of course, a lot of what happened when Spain was, for the first and only time, world champion in the men's football team, because it was the same. It was that Vicente del Bosque squad in South Africa were Barcelona. So it's kind of the same now, because they have the same goalkeeper, Sandra Paños, they have Mapi León, Irene, Patri, Alexia Putellas, Bonmati, Mariona Caldentell. So it's the same baseline and with some great additions. Of course, there is a huge setback that top scorer Jenny Hermoso, she's injured, so they are going to be missing her goals. But it's such an interesting competitive team. We're listening to Aitana Bonmati. They say it's the new Alexia Putellas. So it's such an interesting team, but they had such a big setback in the final of the Champions League, that Barcelona, in terms of physicality. So it's going to be very interesting if they can compete at that same physical level as, for example, Germany.
Yeah, you mentioned what a big miss Jenny Hermoso will be for everybody, for the fans watching as well. But it was interesting to hear Bonmati say there that she did look up to the likes of Iniesta, and what they did mean when you're saying that it's a Barcelona base in this side as well. This is a team that could be setting an example, and like she's hoping to have some of the young men, the young boys playing football, looking up to them too.
Yes, actually they are. This season, the T-shirt who was in the last Classic on the Camp Nou, the T-shirt who was sold the most, it was Alexia Putellas, not a men T-shirt. The second one was Pedri's T-shirt. Of course, Leo Messi is gone. That's a big difference. But it's changing a lot. And what Aitana Bonmatí was mentioning, it's very interesting. They were not having role models. I don't know, it was the same for UK, but for me, we had really few role models, women working as a sport journalist, but we had some of them. These football players, they didn't have that. There was not TV doing the women's football, so they had to look at that men. Now it's completely changed. You walk through the streets in Barcelona, in Spain, in Europe, and you see T-shirts of Barcelona with Alexia Putellas, with Bonmatí, with Hermoso, with Mariona Caldentey. So that's a huge difference, and you see lots of girls playing in the street football. So it's gonna be, it's a change maker, that thing. It's a game changer, and I think we will be seeing a lot of evolution from women's football, of course.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.